Thank you, Carrick. I'll do my very best to stick to the 4 minutes. I'd like to welcome the Minister to the Chamber. Obviously, he's been here before. It's great to be back in the old Chamber of the Seanad. Obviously, Minister, I brought you here today to discuss the national strategy about promoting viable trade routes between Southern Ireland and the continent, which is a major issue when taking into consideration where Brexit is going at the moment and the connectivity between, in particularly, Southern Ireland and the actual continent, how we can improve those trade routes. And I talk about trade routes such as car ferries in particular. Cork-Swansea ferry left us many years ago between Ireland, between Cork and the UK, but the viability of, in particularly, the French ferries, which are very important for our industry, both ways, in many ways. Like the Brittany Ferries, which runs a fantastic operation, but it's seasonal. It works on certain times. It also runs another operation to the north of Spain, which also works seasonal as well. That kind of connectivity is a huge issue for a growing economy in Cork, and how we can actually promote that kind of interaction between both France and Ireland, and how we can ensure that we can actually ensure that the seasonal element of the actual ferries can be actually extended to hopefully an all year round commercial entity. And that's probably one of the key issues for tourism and for connectivity. Not alone would that promote the actual vehicle trade, but obviously transport, whether it's containers, because at the moment, if you have a container and you want to go, if you need to get it to the continent, unfortunately, the Dublin port scenario comes into place. And I think with the potential we have in Cork in particular, we just need to be looking at those viable options of promoting Cork, promoting the port in Cork in particular, and then if we can drive on to ensure we can have these viable trade routes. I take all this conversation in where Brexit is going at the moment, and I'm obviously aware the Minister is very up to date on that issue and has made very keen statements in the last few weeks on it. And I think I just need that reassurance that we have that strategy, that we have that potential, that we have those trade routes underway, that we can ensure that we're going forward, that they're going to be a real part of our strategy to promote the actual southern regional element of Ireland in particular. So, taking into consideration the data, Senate, I'll leave it at that. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Minister.
Thank you very much indeed, and I'd like to thank the Senator for the chance to address the matter in this House. At the outset, I'd like to confirm that shipping services to and from Ireland are market-driven, and that the market offers a diverse range of viable maritime routes in and out of the state, both to the UK and continental Europe. This is vital to facilitate both trade and tourism. Nationally, Ireland is well served by ferry links to the UK and continental Europe. These links are frequent and competitive. There are currently a total of 79 return sailings from the Republic of Ireland every week direct to Europe, and there are 257 return sailings every week direct to and from the UK. Shipping operates in a highly liberalised global market environment, and the ongoing development of our shipping network has provided more competition, choice and frequency in accessing global markets. Looking specifically at trade routes between Southern Ireland and the continent, the Port of Cork Company has been very proactive in seeking to establish direct routes to Europe. A new route from Cork to northern Spain was announced on the 16th of January 2016, and the first service commenced on the 9th of May 2018. This service is operated by Brittany Ferries, to which the Senator referred, and makes 2 return sailings a week from Port of Cork to Santander. In addition, the port has a well-established weekly return sailing from Cork to Roscoff in France. The ferry can carry around 500 passengers and has space for 195 cars. The service provides more choice for freight carriers, which can bypass the UK land bridge and go directly to Europe, which is important as Brexit draws closer. The Port of Cork is currently undertaking major development works, including the construction of a new container terminal at Ringaskiddy. This work will enhance national port capacity and future increases in trade by facilitating larger-sized vehicles, increased tonnage and throughput. In addition, the Port of Waterford has been very active in seeking to establish more direct links with the continent. This is in keeping with its long-term plans for growth and future development. In July 2019, BG Freightliner, in partnership with Maersk, announced the commencement of a new weekly Lo-Lo freight service on the Waterford-Rotterdam route. This acts as a deep-sea feeder route for businesses which are exporting or importing goods globally through Europe's largest seaport. This service from the Port of Waterford provides a wider choice to the Irish importers and exporters in the South East. Last year, Irish Rail and Rosslare Europort, an important Ro-Ro port, completed a report on Rosslare and approved a €15 million investment plan for the strategic development of the port. Shannon Foynes Port is also currently engaged in a major capital expenditure programme to increase capacity. The port is actively exploring opportunities to develop new routes. The port is talking to businesses in the catchment area, to shipping companies and ports on the continent about the feasibility of new routes. Brexit highlights the importance of connectivity from Ireland to the continent. Shipping companies in the past have responded to economic developments and increased or decreased capacity in response to changing developments. In preparation for Brexit, some shipping companies have already commenced providing additional capacity on direct routes to Europe. CLDN launched a new €234 million Ro-Ro freight ferry, the MV Celine, with a capacity of 8,000 lane metres on the Rotterdam, Zeebrugge, Dublin route in October 2017. It has also introduced additional capacity on its direct route to Europe with its vessel Lorelei. In addition, Irish Ferries investments of €150 million in its newest passenger and freight vessel, MV WB Yates, provides year-round freight capacity between Ireland and France of 165 HGVs per sailing, or 60,600 HGVs per annum. Another vessel of similar size to the WB Yates is due to commence operations in the Irish Sea in 2020.
Thank you, Minister. Supplementary, Senator.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to thank the Minister for his very comprehensive response regarding this issue about a strategy going forward to ensure we do have that connectivity to the continent from the Southern Ireland region. I do think it's about capacity. I think the Minister mentioned that quite clearly in his response. It's all about the capacity that's going to be provided and the actual capacity that's there. Some of this capacity is coming through the Dublin port at the moment. I just think we need to look at that regional spread of that capacity itself, whether it's roll-on, roll-off, or whether it's actually cargo itself. And the potential that we have on the southern side of Ireland, geographical location, and the actual manufacturing and pharmaceutical base, that does give us a real step towards, building on that capacity so we can actually increase our trade links and in turn increase our capacity. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Senator. Minister.
Yeah, I accept what the Senator says, and there's absolutely no intention to exclude in any way any region. And the more capacity we have in this situation, the better. And we'll certainly consider the Port of Cork as part of that strategy.